how do you turn your 2 week Minecraft world into your forever world? It's a question that a lot of people ask, and there's definitely ways to do it, and I'll provide you with some of those. But today, I just want to mention this is day 117 of our world of Minecraft, where we play every single day for an entire year. We haven't missed a day yet, and we are also collecting a melon for every subscriber gained throughout the series, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. A lot of you aren't, and you can also get on the wall of subscribers, which right now we are going to place here. Little Chrissy, welcome to the wall of subscribers. You are now a legend. What's up, Apricot? And yeah, I figured I'd, talk about that topic today since we'll probably be going and grabbing a lot of wood because we want to get started on a nice little boat build here. And as you can see, I mean, we built a pretty large scale jungle village so far, and this is just the beginning. This is day 117, like I mentioned, and we're going for 365 days. But yeah, let's get into it. So the 2 week Minecraft phase it's definitely a real thing, and I think a lot of people they don't get tired of the game itself. I think a lot of people just kind of run out of things to do for the most part when they're playing the 2 week Minecraft phase, or maybe they're playing with a few friends and one of their friends runs out of things to do and then they're just stuck there by themselves and not really enjoying it as much as when they were playing with their friends, which is completely understandable. But I mean, obviously, if you play with other people, it's another challenge in itself. You got to keep your friend engaged the whole time if you want to keep the world going, because you start a world with somebody else and they leave. It's well, why don't I just go play something else with them, or why don't I start my own world? And I think that's a great idea too, and that's definitely a good way to keep the Minecraft hype alive, is play a single player world. A single player world, you'll realize it's really enjoyable. And for me, I think something that's helped me at least keep this world alive and everything, besides YouTube and uploading every day and having a community, is just limiting myself to 20 minutes every day, because I want to come back to it daily. And yeah, I mean, I guess, there's definitely days where I want to play an hour or two, but, limiting myself doesn't, I guess, make me go too far into the game and accomplish too many things at once, and then I run out of ideas. I'm getting new ideas every day of what I can add to this world. I already said, we have so many ideas lined up for builds. We want to build a bridge across. We want to build a boat. We want to build something to connect our melon temple to the world itself, and an automatic sugarcane farm, and also take on new challenges. I think that's a great tip there as well, because this world, what's helped me, I mean, I don't really build in the jungle. So not that building in the jungle is some crazy challenge, but it opens the door for some creative things that I probably wouldn't have done had I just built a regular plains world. I'm sure I would have had, a completely different world, and I'm sure I still would have been doing the challenge and everything. But having that challenge of building in the jungle, it helps you get out of your comfort zone. It helps you get out of that little box where you might just build with the standard block palette that you always use, or you might just do a certain thing a certain way. You might get the house done and then the farm done, and then you go bite the end dragon or whatever, and then you're all right, well, now what is there to do? But building in a different biome has definitely given me a lot of fresh ideas, as well as challenged me with these builds to use blocks. I'm trying to incorporate granite. If you've seen the granite walls, don't mention them. That's okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I think a few days ago I tried to build with granite walls and just couldn't find a way to implement them into the build. But like I said, it's part of the challenge of building in the jungle. You want to fit certain blocks in that just might not be a good fit, and that's okay because we're testing things out. We're not used to building in the jungle. But on top of that, I think for keeping your world going is pacing yourself. Like, I think not biting off too much at once, and this goes along with what I was saying about limiting yourself time wise sometimes. Like, even if you want to play a little more, maybe just take a little break, because you can go and mine and get 300 diamonds. But if you say, I'm going to play for an hour, that would be a pretty difficult task to do. Or you can build an insane village and collect all the wood in the world and all the material in the world that you need. But if you limit yourself, you're not going to build, say, 4 of the huts that one day. And it might be good too, because I think a lot of times, like when I take a break from a build and then come back to it, I see things that I can, make improvements to here and there, like a lot easier than if I'm just doing it all in one sitting. So it's like a lot of these builds, and I think it goes the other way too. Like sometimes I'm in more of a creative mindset. Whoa, lightning. Sometimes I'm definitely in more of a creative mindset, and then taking a break might take me a little out of that creative mindset for the next day. But like I said, I mean, if you don't have the mindset you're looking for that day, or if you're not feeling it for some reason, just take a break and come back. I mean, nothing's holding you to playing, however many hours each day. Like, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. But I think trying to stick to one world is a difficult task that a lot of people are challenged with, and a lot of people give up on their one worlds very easily. But I don't think that should be the case, because I mean, me personally, like I would always like, make a huge house and build a farm and everything, and then just probably not come back to the world for a pretty long time. And it kind of frustrated me, because I always see like all these cool worlds on YouTube and everything. And I'm like, well, I want a giant world with a massive village and a massive farm and all these animals and pets and everything. Like, it feels so alive. Like, it feels so much more satisfying to do it that way, rather than, like building a world up and then just giving up on it. So I think it's like about seeing the end goal as well. Like don't give up too easily. I don't know where that tree was that we were just chopping down. I grabbed torches because it was a little dark, and I want you all to be able to see what I'm doing. And I also myself want to be able to see what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, the 2-week Minecraft phase is a real thing, and for a reason, for a real reason as well. So I think, keeping your goals in mind, setting goals, setting new goals once you reach your goals, it prevents you. And it's very similar to like real life. Like, you can enjoy a certain hobby or something, but if you overdo it, if you play it too much, like say you love golf. If you overdo golf, like you're probably going to get bored of it, even though you might have loved it. And that might not be the case for everybody. Some people are, able to do the same thing every day their entire life and still enjoy it. But I think that's part of it, is that they limit themselves. They know when to take breaks. They know how to set their goals. And they know, like, once they reach their goals, that doesn't mean it's over. That just means on to the next goal. So I think that's some pretty good advice on how to keep a Minecraft world going. But me personally, I love building, but like I said, I mean, I could finish a build and then it's just like you might dread the task of taking on the next build. Like, it might be a challenging build and you might bite off more than you could chew, which is completely understandable. But it's just about knowing when to take a break, knowing when to come back. And for me, like, since I play daily, no matter what, like I play 20 minutes each day. And like I said, I might not be in the right mindset every day to make a cool build or something. Just go out and grab materials for the next build. Prepare yourself for the next build. Since, like I said, I only have 20 minutes every day, which isn't a lot, but at the same time, it's like, whoa, where are you going? Oh, he's hitting the air. Oh! Okay. That was a perfect distraction, zombie. I'm not gonna lie. You completely fooled me there. Um, where was I before I almost just got destroyed by a creeper? What I was saying before that mess was, like I'm not always in the mood, or I won't say in the mood because I always like building like a nice build. I'm not always in the mindset to be able to put up a nice build and build something cool. So going to get materials is a great way to distract yourself and also make progress towards what you're trying to accomplish. And it's very simple and relaxing, I think. Like I think that's why I like survival more than creative. Like I love making nice builds, but I need a little break here or there from making the build because if I'm just sitting there building and building and building, like I'm a little bit of a perfectionist here or there. Like I'll just keep editing the build and I'll just keep, saying it's not finished even though it might look pretty finished. But yeah, being able to go get materials is something in Minecraft that I think a lot of people just kind of ignore or maybe dislike a little bit, but I think it's actually great for the game because if you were to tell me just creative was the only way to play, I don't think this game would have lasted very long. And I don't think a lot of people would feel the satisfaction that they feel when they put up a nice build in survival or, wow, we kind of took down a lot of the trees. So let's start replanting a little bit here and there. But yeah, I mean, it's all part of the game. And just because, you finished a massive build doesn't mean you can't make another massive build. And that's how I always look at it. Like just because I had this nice farm village over here doesn't mean I couldn't put up this nice little tiny takeover barn right there. And I think that added a lot to the world. And I think having something there will add a lot to the world. Like it's going to be this nice little village. And I'm sure like, like a lot of people build these giant villages, get to 1,000 days, and then even then they're like, well, what am I really playing for? And I think a great thing to do at that point would be find another biome and like build in another biome, like kind of like hit the restart button. Like that's something that I never really got to do, but I always wanted to do. Like we have this nice jungle village, and obviously, like I said, this is a 365-day challenge. But if I saw myself doing this same challenge next year and say going for 2 years in a row, which sounds crazy, but I could kind of see myself doing it. I would take my Elytra, fly over to another biome, and just get going on it on maybe like a snow biome or something, or maybe next winter. Oh my! Okay, we are in it here. Okay. Well, this will get us some levels. We kind of need some levels. I'm not gonna. Oh, does that really light you on fire now? That didn't used to work like that. I'm pretty sure. But I could see myself next winter, going to a snowy biome. Oh, I thought that was a creeper. I thought I saw like the green creeper. Whoa, did he just deny that? It looked like he denied that. Or I could see myself, maybe starting over in a plains biome and doing what I typically do and building a plains biome, or maybe like in the mountains somewhere, or maybe just flying around and making different builds everywhere. Like it doesn't have to even be a specific biome. I could just make a build here in the jungle biome and then make another build in, say, the desert or the plains or the snow, or even that what's that red rocks biome, the Sahara, not the Sahara. I don't know what it's called. It's like the red tall mountain rocks. Like that's always like, to me, that always looked like a pretty cool biome, but I could never figure out a build that would look nice in that biome. But it's pretty cool looking, like with the striped mountains and everything. Like I think that biome looks pretty cool, but I just never thought to build in it. So maybe we do that eventually. Who knows? Maybe we just go build in the ocean. Who knows? But I think that's part of it. Like challenge yourself, set some goals, set really far in advanced goals, but not too far to where you feel like a little stressed out or anxious about it. Like, make it realistic, keep it realistic. Don't say like I'm gonna build the world's largest um, netherite pyramid or something like that crazy. But keep it a little realistic, but at the same time, make it challenging, and continue to challenge yourself. That's something that I think a lot of people don't really do when they play Minecraft. And I think a lot of people could definitely benefit from challenging themselves a little more in this game. I know I have a lot of friends who like say they don't like building, but like I don't know. I think, you don't like building in Minecraft, then you're probably limited to a 2 week phase, I would say, because after 2 weeks, I mean, in terms of like the RPG aspect of this game, there's not really much left to do. Like you could go beat the trial chambers, you could maybe fight the warden, you could explore the end, get the elytra, get all the best gear and everything, fight some bastions. I mean, there's a good amount to do nowadays. They definitely added a lot, but it's like you're limiting yourself to a certain amount of goals, and then once you beat everything in the game and get the best gear and you have mending and everything, there's not really anything left to do. There's a lot of automatic farms you could build as well, but like I said, I mean, there's a limit. No matter what, no matter how big you go with that, there's always going to be a limit. So I think like building is just such a huge thing with keeping worlds alive, for sure. You gotta maybe step out of your comfort zone, make some nice builds, and also like who doesn't love like coming back to a nice village or base that they built? Like who doesn't love that? And how does that even get there? I figured an Enderman put that there, but in what world? Like how? Why? This is pretty far from our base. Like I don't know why he's even over here. Like I don't. Beats me. Beats me. Like I said, but yeah, I think building's definitely a huge one. If you're not too keen on building, I would say try it out, give it a shot. I think it's what in the world? How? Once again, how? I don't understand. Why? Why as well? How and why? Like why did you need to come up here and attack me like that, buddy? Now you're gone. Now you're gone forever. Did I miss that? I'm kind of not that good with the bow and arrow right now. But yeah, I think, if you're not a builder, I would say try it. Give it a shot. It's like its own form of art, I would say. Like this is like, like there used to be like Picasso and Van Gogh and whoever made the Mona Lisa. Not, was it Da Vinci? Yeah, something like that. There used to be all these other types of forms of art. I think like Minecraft at this point is like almost like a form of art. Like, everybody's got their own style. Everybody builds a certain way. And I think that goes back to, like I said, like tutorials. Like tutorials are great, don't get me wrong, for generating ideas and everything. But I think copy and paste, like the second guy who drew Starry Night by Van Gogh got no recognition. He could make it perfectly, like dot for dot, like perfect painting, looks exactly how you would imagine, and it doesn't matter because he wasn't the first one to do it. So I think that to me is the value in not using tutorials to build. It's like it's your world, you do what you want with it. That's how I see it. Like I wouldn't say copy somebody else because like why? Like, like I feel like you don't get the same satisfaction. You don't get the same level of satisfaction from just copy and pasting somebody else's build that they made. I mean, sure, it might look nicer than something you made, but at the same time, like I'm botching digging up this tree, by the way. But at the same time, like I said, I think that's gonna cut your satisfaction off, and you're not gonna be as happy. I mean, sure, it'll look cool, maybe not if it wasn't a good tutorial, but you want to come back to a build that you made. You want your village to feel like your home. Like I think that's a huge thing in Minecraft as well. If you made it this far in the video, comment Forever World. Why not? That's a good one. And I think that is bringing us to the end of day 117. So I'm signing off, but make sure to leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to get on the wall of subscribers, leave a comment for the comment of the day, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. And I will see you tomorrow for day 118.